So welcome back to another exercise on system Verilog constraints. So let us begin with this question. So in this question, we have to write a constraint for a let's say for our dynamic array in which each three consecutive in which the sum of each three consecutive elements should be an even number. So it is pretty simple. So there is going to be a dynamic array, and let's say that we will assign 10 elements to those to that dynamic array, and in that dynamic array, each three consecutive elements will have a sum, and that sum will be an even number. So let us begin. So let's say that the elements in that dynamic array will be of type int, and let's call that dynamic array A. And let's say we will use another variable, and we will pass that variable using the constructor, and uh, using the constructor we will assign the size this array. So we will have a formal argument value of 10 in case if we haven't assigned anything. So here, using new method, we will assign the size. And also to this size, we will assign the size. So this is used to refer to the members of the class, and this size is the argument which is present inside the constructor. So I will write another constraint for range so that we can have a valid range, let's say from 0 to 20, because the data type of each element is int, and int can have some weird values. So for that reason, we are we are writing a constraint for a range. After iterating through each element, we will say it should be inside 0 to 20. Now we will begin with the main constraint. And inside that main constraint, the first thing we will do, we will iterate through each variable, each elements. And here, since the sum of the of three consecutive elements should be an even number, uh, we will consider a particular element and we will take its neighbor. we will compare its neighbor to it, and then using that we will write the constraint in which the sum should be even. So let's do it. So for that, like in our previous video, I will write a if condition, and inside that if condition we will ignore the first element and the last element. So if I equals to 0, if I less than equals to size minus 1. So why I am doing this? It is because we will be using a constraint that will uh, be compared with its neighbor. So let's say I want to write the constraint. So if we have a iteration variable I, for that we are writing a constraint which it will be summed to its neighbors. So this is the MSB, and this should be the LSB, the next LSB. And this sum should be even. So here, suppose if you have a value of 0, which means that it is the 0th element, uh, and if you will put that into this constraint where we will have a0, then we will have a0 plus 1, which is a1. But what is a0 minus 1? So there is no element which has an index of minus 1 here. And similarly, if we don't write the constraint that we are excluding uh, the the 10th element in this case, so we will have the ninth element, because there are total number of 10 elements, so the counting will begin from 0 to 9. So we will have ninth element, we will have eighth element, but we will not have an element number 10, because it will just go out of the boundary of the array. So for that reason, we are writing this if condition, and let's see whether this constraint work or not. So I will write a post randomize function to print the values of the elements. I will use a display system task, and here I will simply print the pattern. So let us write the main top level module. Here I will declare the handle for the class, and inside this I will assign an object to that handle. And then I will randomize the class. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing right here. So let's see whether this constraint uh, works as per our implementation or not. Let's check for any compilation error. Okay, we do have error at line number 10. Okay, here we are not writing any semicolons. Is incorrect. Okay, now our code is fine. So let's start the simulation. Okay, let's see what we have here. So as per our question, each three consecutive elements should have a sum of equals to an even number. So let's see whether this is happening or not. So it is 11 plus 3, 14 plus 3, 16. So it is true for this case. And here we have 3 plus 3, 6, then 2, 8. And you can see that it is same for every case. So here 2 plus 3 plus 11 will be 16. So each three consecutive elements, when they are summed with each other, they are generating an even number. So this proves our constraint is working correctly. So that's all about this particular question. I hope you find this video useful and stay tuned for more. Thank you.